Welcome back to Sleep Time Stories. I am so glad you have chosen to join me tonight. Before we begin our journey to the ancient library, let's take a few moments to leave the day behind and prepare your body and mind for deep, restorative rest. Take a moment now to find your most comfortable position. Adjust your pillows, pull the blankets up to your chin, and make any final movements to let your body know that the day is over. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing else you need to do. This time is just for you. Now, gently allow your eyes to close. Let's turn our attention to your breathing. Don't try to force it, just observe it. Notice the cool air entering through your nose and the warm air leaving your body. Take a deep, slow breath in, filling your lungs completely. Hold it for just a moment, and now a long, slow exhale. Sigh it out. Let go of any tension you might be holding. And again, deep breath in, inviting peace and calmness into your body, and slowly exhale, releasing the stress, releasing the noise, releasing the worry. Feel your body sinking deeper into the mattress with every breath out. Imagine that your bed is rising up to support you, cradling you safely. Now, bring your awareness to your face. Soften your forehead. Smooth out any frown lines. Relax your eyes. Let them rest heavy in their sockets. Unclench your jaw and let your tongue rest gently on the floor of your mouth. Let that wave of relaxation flow down into your neck and your shoulders. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let them fall loose and heavy. We carry so much weight here during the day. Give yourself permission to set that burden down now. Feel the relaxation flowing down your arms, past your elbows, into your wrists, and all the way to the tips of your fingers. Your hands are soft, open, and still. Now, bring your attention to your back. Feel the contact between your body and the bed. Let your spine lengthen and relax. Let your hips feel heavy, sinking down into comfort. Allow that feeling to travel down your legs, relaxing your thighs, your knees, your calves, and your ankles, all the way down to your feet and your toes. Your whole body is now loose, heavy, and deeply relaxed. You are a safe island of calm in a busy world. In your mind's eye, imagine you are standing on a quiet cobblestone street at night. The air is cool and fresh. A gentle rain has just begun to fall, washing away the dust, washing away the past. Listen to the rhythm of the rain. It is a steady, comforting sound. And through the mist, you see a warm, golden light glowing from a building just ahead. It is a place of wisdom and silence, a sanctuary waiting just for you. Let's go inside. The rain had been falling steadily all evening, a heavy, rhythmic drumming against the cobblestones of the old city streets. It was the kind of rain that washed the world clean, turning the streetlights into soft, blurry halos of gold and amber reflecting on the wet pavement. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and stone. But here, standing before the heavy oak door of the library, the storm felt distant, like a memory. You reached out and pushed the door open. It moved silently on its hinges, revealing a warm, golden glow that spilled out to meet you. As you stepped across the threshold, the sound of the rain instantly faded to a muffled, comforting hum. You closed the door behind you, shutting out the wind, shutting out the cold, shutting out the world. Inside, the air was warm and still. It held a rich, comforting scent, a blend of old paper, leather bindings, polished wood, and a faint hint of vanilla that seems to linger in places where time moves slowly. This was the ancient library, a place that existed outside of the rush of daily life, a sanctuary built for silence. A sanctuary built for peace. The room was vast, yet it felt intimate. Rows upon rows of tall, dark wooden shelves stretched upward, disappearing into shadows of a high, vaulted ceiling. The shelves were packed with books of every size and color, some with spines of cracked leather, others with faded cloth covers in shades of deep red, forest green, and midnight blue. They stood like silent guardians, holding centuries of dreams and whispers within their pages. Soft, warm light came from brass lamps scattered on heavy wooden tables, casting pools of illumination that highlighted the dust motes dancing slowly in the air. The light was dim, amber-hued, gentle on the eyes. It was a light designed not for frantic searching, but for slow, deliberate discovery. You began to walk slowly down the central aisle, your footsteps making no sound on the thick Persian rugs that cover the floor. The intricate patterns of the rugs, deep burgundies and indigos, seemed to absorb sound, deepening the quiet of the room. Here, silence was not empty. It was a presence, a heavy, comforting blanket that wrapped around your shoulders. To your right, a wrought iron spiral staircase twisted upwards, leading to a mezzanine level that circled the library. The metal was cool and smooth under your hand as you rested on the railing. You decided to climb, your movements slow and easy. There was no rush. There was nowhere else to be. Step by step, you ascended, the perspective of the room shifting gently with each turn. From the upper walkway, the library looked even more magical. You could see the tops of the shelves, like a maze of knowledge below. Up here, closer to the ceiling, the sound of the rain against the roof was slightly clearer, a gentle, persistent tapping that reminded you of how safe and dry you were. You walked along the narrow balcony, running your fingertips lightly along the spines of the books stored here. These were the older volumes, the ones that hadn't been opened in years. Some were bound in velvet that had worn smooth with time. Others were thick, heavy tomes with golden lettering fading on their spines. You could feel the texture of the past, the roughness of the leather, the coolness of the gold leaf. At the end of the walkway, a small, circular window looked out over the city. You paused to look through the glass. The world outside was a blur of dark blues and grays, the rain streaking the pane in long, winding rivers. The city lights were distant stars, flickering through the storm. It looked beautiful, but it also looked cold. Standing there, wrapped in the warmth of the library, you felt a profound sense of gratitude for this shelter. The contrast between the storm out there and the peace in here made the silence feel even deeper. Descending the stairs again, you found yourself in a quiet corner of the library, tucked away behind a tall stack of encyclopedias. Here, a large oak desk sat under the warm pool of a green-shaded lamp. It looked like a scholar's workspace from a forgotten era. On the desk, an open journal lay waiting, its pages thick and cream-colored. Beside it stood a small bottle of black ink and a wooden fountain pen. The scene was so inviting that you felt drawn to sit in the wooden chair behind the desk. It was sturdy and supportive, grounding you. You picked up the pen. It felt balanced in your hand, natural. You dipped the nib into the inkwell, listening to the faint clink of the glass. You brought the pen to the paper, not to write words, but simply to feel the flow of the ink. You drew a long, slow line across the page. The sound of the nib scratching gently against the textured paper was incredibly soothing. Scritch, scratch, a sound of creation, a sound of focus. You watched the ink glisten, wet and dark, before soaking into the fibers of the paper. It dried slowly, turning from a glossy black to a matte charcoal. The smell of the ink was sharp and earthy, mixing with the scent of the old wood. For a few moments, this was your entire world. The pen, the paper, the ink, and the quiet. Your breathing slowed to match the rhythm of your hand. Dip, right, dip, right. There was something meditative about it. No thoughts, no judgments, just the simple act of marking the paper. It felt as though you were writing away your worries, transferring them from your mind onto the page, leaving them there to be held by the paper, so you didn't have to carry them anymore. Leaving the desk behind, you continued your slow walk toward the back of the library, where a large stone fireplace dominated the wall. A fire was crackling softly in the hearth, the flames dancing in a slow, hypnotic rhythm of orange and gold. The heat radiating from the fire was gentle, a caress against your skin that melted away the last traces of any chill. Arranged before the fire were two large, winged armchairs made of dark, tufted leather. They looked soft, inviting, worn in all the right places. You approached one of them and sat down. The leather creaked softly as you settled in, the chair accepting your weight, molding itself to your form as if it had been waiting for you all night. It was a kind of chair that made it impossible to hold on to tension. Your shoulders dropped. Your back sank into the soft cushioning. Your legs stretched out towards the warmth of the fire. The soundscape of the room was a symphony of calm. The crackle and pop of the firewood, the muffled, steady drumming of the rain against the roof and windows, the occasional settling of the old building, a creak of wood that sounded like the library breathing. It was a rhythm of peace, steady and unchanging. You rested your head back against the wing of the chair, watching the shadows flicker on the ceiling. The light from the fire played tricks on your eyes, soft and lulling. The golden glow of the lamp seemed to dim slightly, or perhaps it was just your eyes, growing heavy with the comfort of the moment. The smell of the old books and the wood smoke mixed together, a fragrance that felt like home. On a small side table next to the chair lay a book you hadn't noticed before. You reached out and picked it up. It was heavy, but comfortable in your hands. You opened it gently, the spine creaking softly, a sound that felt like a greeting. You turned a page, the sound of the paper crisp in the silence, but your eyes didn't want to focus. The words blurred gently, becoming soft waves of ink. There was no need to read. There was no need to learn. There was no need to do anything. You simply watched the firelight dance across the page, illuminating the letters in a soft orange glow. The world outside had ceased to exist. There was only this room, only this warmth, only this chair. The storm outside was merely a lullaby now, a white noise that smoothed out the edges of your thoughts. Every drop of rain was a reminder that you were inside, safe and dry. Your breathing deepened, matching the slow, steady flicker of the fire. Inhale, watching the flames rise. Exhale, watching the embers glow. The heaviness in your body was pleasant, a sweet surrender to gravity. Your hands relaxed, the book resting gently on your lap, your fingers uncurled, still and at ease. The library, with all its thousands of stories, stood watch over you. It was a place of eternal quiet, where time stopped, and as the fire continued its gentle dance and the rain whispered against the glass, you felt yourself drifting away from the aisle, drifting away from the chair, floating into the soft, velvet darkness behind your eyes. You felt the boundaries of the room soften. The walls seemed to recede. The ceiling opened up to a vast, starry sky of your own imagination. You were floating now, weightless and free. The stories in the books became whispers of pleasant dreams, circling around you like protective spirits. The story was over. The night had taken over. And in the heart of the ancient library, surrounded by the wisdom of ages and the warmth of the fire, you finally let go. Everything was quiet. Everything was safe. Everything was peace. Sleep